So yeah, on the related topics, as you can see they've categorized, um, they've put their tags down here. So basically, if you click on this, for example, it's going to show you all the news that are relating to technology of business. Okay. So yeah, so that's just the functionality. It's just grouping all the posts, no matter what category they've been given on the back end. So tags, it works in a different way. At the moment, on this particular site, tags are not being used, but you might find yourself in a company where they're actually using the tags. So we'll talk more about it anyway as time goes on. So now, the next thing I would like to talk about is the media. Okay, so what is the media? The media is basically the folder within WordPress in which you are adding all assets that you need. So what are assets? Assets are things like your image assets, like files, PDF files, doc files, PowerPoint files, whatever, anything at all that you want to use on the website. So if you look just right here in this view that we have on the back end, when I click on media library, so it's giving me like a list, but arranged in tiles, okay? A list of all of the images that I've got currently on the website. So if you like, you can change the view by clicking this other button here. It should be arranging them now in a list rather than in tiles or in grid, as we saw earlier. So yeah, you have them in a list form like this. So the media library is just showing you a list of all the assets that you've got. And at the same time, the view, this same view, let me just close this thing. Okay. Yeah, this same view should be showing, it will be showing you how to add a new media or add a new asset to the library. Okay, so you can see it right here. If you click on add new now, you will see this particular field show for you, which has got a button, which is called which is titled select files. And then once you click on that, it's going to open your folder for you, as you can see. So that's how it works. So it's open your desktop folder, and then you can navigate to where the asset is. All right. So yeah, some of the things I wanted us to do tonight includes uploading files and stuff. So we'll come back to that. So now we've talked about the posts. We were talking now about the media library. The media library is where all of your assets are kept. Basically, all the imagery, all the files that you're using on the website, that's where you keep even videos, sound, audio files, whatever kind of file at all, you can keep in your media library. Yes. So that is about that. And we also have forms, right? So another thing that we use, as web producers on any website at all, another common feature is will be the form. So, for example, and again, it depends on the business, but at least almost every single website has got contact form. The contact form is where your user can actually fill in a form to contact you. So we all know what that is. So at least a website that doesn't have forms at all will have one form, a single form, which is called contact form. Okay. So now, by default, you might find forms under appearance here, but what I found that most companies do is that they use different plugins for their forms. So you might find the name of the plugin that they're using on the left-hand side here. In this case, we are using Formidable Forms. So it's just a plugin, and I will explain to you what plugins are as time goes on. So, but yeah, for this particular website, the forms are sitting right here. And when you join a new organization, of course, they will have documentation, or at least one person that will be showing you how things run on the back end. Okay, so they will show you what kinds of form, all kinds of forms that they've got, and how to navigate through through the dashboard, and find your way to the forms and be able to edit the forms. So you might be asked to create a new form, which this one has. Again, all of the form plugins would have the same. They'll have similar thing. So you should be able to add new form. You should be able to import form. So you might be importing from a CSV file, or importing from a spreadsheet, or importing from Google, and so on. So you might want to import a new form into here, or you just simply just create a new form for yourself. So, I mean, let's just open this one briefly just to see what forms look like on the back end. And usually these things are so easy to create because it's just by drag and drop, right? Just by drag and drop. Look at this now. The left pane here is showing you all the fields that exist, which you can actually drag and drop onto the form. Yeah, this is where you are building the form, okay? So let's call this like our form view or form interface, sorry. So you will be able to drag and drop any field that you want. And whatever you are doing on the back end will be reflecting on the front end once you've updated that, definitely. So say in this case now, let's go to the contact us page. And we can see that on the contact us page, we have name, we have, that's the first name, last name, or first, last, email, subject, message, right? So look at that on the back end. You've got the same thing, first, last, email, subject, message. So if you want to add one more thing, say phone number, you just pick it and then you drag it. Maybe you want to have it here. You just drop it there. So you can change the name from phone to something else, maybe mobile. Yep. And then just right away, it's just going to reflect right here. And once you click on updates, let's see what happens. So it's saying that your form was successfully updated. So now it's not reflecting here yet until we refresh the page. If you refresh the page, look at that. Now you have that mobile reflecting on the front end of the website. This is where the user is interacting with your website. So you've got mobile here. So it means the users will now be able to add mobile numbers there. You see that? So that's about that. I can just remove that because it's not needed. So now just updates. And then I'm going to close this view and just go back to the dashboard. So we've talked about the form, we've talked about posts, media, forms, pages will be the next place we're going now. Now, just as you can rightly just see from the name, you can derive straight from the name that pages will just consist of pages that exist on the website, right? So, and again, pages are different from posts because posts are meant to be like short posts or short blog posts that you've got. They are really, most of the time, really used with, a blog. So posts are usually used as blog posts, whereas pages, they exist as standalone individual pages on your website, which are built from a template. Okay, so what that means is that look at the way these contact us pages looking, for example. It's got a form existing there. So the contact us form page might be existing as a template. It must have been built from a template, which is only specifically meant for building a contact page. Okay, let's look at the layout of the About Us page. Look at the layout of the About Us page. It's got a title, it's got text in there, and that's it. It's a little bit different from how the Contact Us page looks like, right? So this About Us is existing as a page on its own. So basically, within a page, you can have posts. Within a page, you can have posts. So look at services, for example. Services is just showing you, look at that. It's got like an image at the top or hero image, and then it's got a title, and then it's got another header title here, or a subtitle, then before all these links. So it's a very simple blog site or a website which consists of simple templates. So, but I'm not saying that's what every website looks like. No, a website like BBC now, as you can see, it would definitely be very complicated on the back end, because this particular, look at that, this is a post, right? This is a post, and the template of the posts consists of the header hero image. You always have a hero image here, and then you have all these fields. You need to fill in this field and this field, and then this contents right here, and then you've got another image. So if you look at most of the blogs that exist on blog posts that exist on BBC, they are very, very much alike because they have similar formats. Okay, so but then you can decide not to add this image and skip it and just skip, maybe the next level. But yeah, you want to make sure that you tag it so that everything will be grouped together logically. So, but yeah, that is just showing you. I was just talking about the form actually before I got to the pages. So now the pages, they just exist. These are like standalone pages. Okay, so they're standalone pages, and a lot of websites work at the function by a lot of websites have functionalities for pages. So you can create pages, you can amend pages, however the business wants it. So let's quickly go to the next things actually. Sorry about that. The next one here, under the content editing functionalities, comments, right? Comments. So now, this comments functionality in WordPress might not exist in some business websites. So basically, the developers actually just delete that functionality completely, just because if that's not done, you'll be surprised that you just come to the back end one day and see zillions of comments that have been posted by different users on the front end. So, but basically, you find it in blogs website on blog sites, whereby users have been given the permission to submit their comments on different posts and so on. So they'll be able to add comments, and then you can come here on the back end and either approve or you delete the comment, or you regard the comment as a spam and you just delete it, or you just add it to the spam bucket, or you trash it completely. So comments are there. That's another thing that you might find yourself having to do for certain business. Again, it's not going to exist on every single business. If it's like a blog related, like we saw on BBC, BBC used to have comments, but I think they've removed it. You see, they've removed comments now, but they used to have it whereby users can actually comment on the news, or maybe that functionality has been made available to members only, those that have joined BBC. Maybe when you sign in, you might find it. So I haven't used it recently, so I'm not really sure about that. So, but all I know is before they used to have it. Yeah, if you check different websites, but like maybe Linda EKG blog, for example, I think this one, you see that every single blog that let's say this one. So every single blog posts, you'll find a lot of comments under. Okay, this one no one has commented, but yeah, you can see a form to add comments here. People can actually add comment there, so it exists. So now let's move on to the next group of features on the back end of WordPress that we would like to explore tonight. So we've talked about all of the contents, or some of the content editing functionalities, because again, what you see on the back end might be totally different in some way, just by addition. Okay, the developers working on your company website, they might have added more things on the back end based on the need for the website. So, but these things that I've shown you here, these are common things that you find on every WordPress website. You find the posts, you find the media or media library where you can add your images, you find pages where you're going to be creating pages, comments where you can add, delete, edit comments, Okay, you find that on the back end. And then let's move on to another grouping by feature, which is grouping of features by website configuration settings. So what that means is, as this website is currently, you can totally change how it behaves or how it appears to users on the front end by tweaking some settings on the back end. So when I say back end, I just mean the admin dashboard, where you would be tweaking things, you'll be making things happen. So this is on the back end is where you are making all the magic happen. Okay, and again, you'll be given all the power to do that for the business, whatever business that is. Okay, so settings. Let's explore what the settings does on the back end. So if you scroll down here, you'll find this. Hold on. So if you scroll down here, you find this menu here called the settings. So on every single WordPress site, you would always find settings. Okay. Now, when you click on settings, let's see what happens. Now, I told you that this is where you change all the the grouping by website configuration settings includes where you change the look and feel of the websites and also the behavior of the websites. Okay, so on this occasion now, we are here on settings. Under general settings, you can change your site title. That is what appears when you hover over the browser like that, or over the tab. Okay, what appears right here? You can see it says "Settle First in the UK." That's exactly what the site title is. The tagline is what you see that comes next to that. Post visa care service, blah, blah, blah. You see, that's exactly what this is. All right. So this is where you set the URL of the websites and then the administration email address. So basically, this email address that you set here is where your contact form that is submitted on your website will be submitted to. You get it? So when you add this as your administrator email address, it means that everything that is happening, if there is meant to be any alerts on the websites, definitely it's going to be coming to this email address. Okay, so you can do all kinds of settings here. Yeah, so every new user that you add should be added as a subscriber, or do you want them to be added as SEO editor or manager or contributor? And don't forget, because you as a web producer will be in charge and you will be the super administrator. So adding people, removing people when they leave, and managing the whole access, the identity and access management for the website completely. So you can set the date formats. Now, under general, how do you want the date formats, the dates to be appearing, time format, and so on. And these are the things that you can do under that. Under writing, you can see, and all these things you might not even be touching at all, to be honest with you, because again, once the site, most of the time you find yourself working on a website that has already been configured. So you don't have to even come to the general settings and be doing stuff. No, it's been done. Most of your work will just be around posts, media, pages, and so on, I tell you. So if you tell a company, for example, that is using WordPress, and you say to them that, hey, I can help you manage your websites. So I wonder if you need someone. And if they say, yeah, we actually need help, because the person that used to help us manage our website is no longer available, or they've gone on maternity leave. So we are really stranded. So you come in there, the website is already set up. So your work would most of the time just be around the posts, media, pages, and whatever other functionality that the business uses, especially if they are like e-commerce, they would have all kinds of tools at the back, maybe like WooCommerce functionalities and so on, whereby you can add different items or products on the back end. Yeah, definitely like product management system. Yeah, so or e-commerce system on the back end. So you have all of those features right there. So again, all these features that you see right here, they are just the basics. These are basic functionalities. Once you master the basics, then you don't even need to worry yourself. Wherever you find yourself, anywhere at all in the world, working on any website at all that's running on WordPress, then you'll be very confident, because all you need is like a few minutes to understand what the backend looks like, what these features are meant for on the backend, and what actually appears on the front